Hey guys, Jen here. Welcome to Live HMB. Finally doing my episode for the day. It's only like, what time, 8:30? Yeah, finally doing my episode today. Woohoo. So today I was not feeling it at all. So that is what I was going to talk about. So when it comes to being productive, when it comes to getting shit done, the one thing you have to know is that there are going to come times in the journey, I've done the work every day, I've been consistent, I've been doing it, where you're going to not feel like it, where you're going to have massive resistance. And these are the things that you need to know about ahead of time, because if you don't know about this stuff, if you don't know that this could happen, then when it does happen, you're going to get completely derailed and not get back on track right away, because you're not going to realize that that's what's happening. So this happened to me for a long time. I didn't realize a lot of what I was going through was resistance. So I would find myself on track with something. I'd be doing a good job for a while, and then all of a sudden I would fall off, and suddenly it'd be like nothing was getting done, and I would get frustrated, and I couldn't figure out why that was happening. And it was just a resistance factor. It was really just when you are on track with something, when you've been consistent, when you've been doing something for a consistent period of time, and you've been seeing progress, suddenly you're going to find a way to sabotage it. You're going to find a way to tell yourself it doesn't matter and you don't have to do it. So that was me today, which again, doesn't matter what level you're at, doesn't matter how much success you've already had, or where you're at with your writing life. Everybody goes through this, and I feel like the more success you create for yourself, the more the resistance sort of gets stronger and stronger, because you realize the stakes are so much higher now than they were when you first started. So like when I first started and I was writing a blog post once a week back in 2008, it didn't matter, to me. It was like, well, if I didn't publish, I didn't worry that much about, who, no one's going to see it. It's not a big deal if I don't do what I said I was going to do, because no one's going to see it. Whereas now, all these years later, I do all this stuff, but I have a following and I have an audience. So if I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it, well, that's a really big problem. And of course, like I said, the stakes are a lot higher to not do the things that you're resisting. So where before I would let the resistance maybe pull me down and take me away from whatever it is I was trying to do, now that can't happen anymore. It can't happen, because if it does, then the stuff that I say I'm going to do doesn't get done. And then of course, that's a big problem. So, but today that was totally me. So I was totally in that. I don't feel like it. I did not want to be on a camera today. I was just like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do this. And I procrastinated all day. I found a million other things that I needed to do, including things that I'd been putting off for a long time that, today just became super important. Like, figuring out how to do the login for my stupid insurance account so that I could, pay for my health insurance. And I've been sending checks because it's easier, but I knew they had an online system. And all of a sudden today I decided today was the day I had to figure out the online system, and blah, blah, blah. Just resistance. So just finding little things to throw in my way so that I didn't do my live stream, or so I didn't do whatever else I had to do. Now, luckily, I did get my writing done this morning. But for me, if I don't get the live stream done early enough in the day, I usually start resisting it and feeling like I don't want to do it anymore. I get lazy. Then after dinner time, I'm even more lazy because I've just ate dinner. So I'm feeling like, kind of tired. And I actually napped on the couch for like 10 minutes. And instead of doing the live stream, I was like, I'm just going to take a nap for 10 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. But here I am doing the live stream, because the whole thing with productivity and with actually getting where you want to go and actually seeing progress in whatever it is you're doing is that you just keep showing up no matter what. So this is my 12th episode of this live show. I've been consistent every day for 2 weeks now, and this is going on to week 3, amazingly. And so of course, this is what's going to happen. I'm being in resistance mode because I've been consistent for 11 sessions, and today's the 12th one, and it's so much consistency. I can't handle it. It's too much consistency. So you find ways to sabotage it. Like I said, I took a nap, and then I put all these other things in front of it that I had to do. But at the same time, I knew that no matter what, I had to get the live stream done. And so here I am in those 8:30, and I normally don't like to do live streams this late because my energy isn't as high. I just said, screw it. I'm getting on the live stream. I'm doing this video, because if I don't, then tomorrow it'll be easier to say I'm not going to do it. And then the day after, it'll be easier to say, I'm not going to do it, because that's what happens with productivity a lot of the times is you start being consistent and then you fall off. And it's easy to keep telling yourself it's better to just keep falling off than it is to just get back on track. So that's why you just got to keep going. And so force yourself into it. Today I was definitely feeling that I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it thing. But then I just kept telling myself, you have to, because how can you help other people with productivity and with, getting to where they want to go if you're not doing the stuff you need to do? So it's like, walk your talk, right? Hey, Heather, glad you didn't leave us little people. Absolutely. Never. In fact, I'm thinking about adding an additional live stream into my week where, I don't know, I won't go into it right now, but I've got this idea in my head for this live stream series that I want to do. And I'm probably thinking 1 or 2 times a week I'll end up doing this one. We'll see. something I'm thinking about. But for right now, let's just be consistent with this one, right? But that's the whole thing. So when you are being productive, and especially I think this is super important when you're multi-passionate, because if you have a lot of things that you want to do and you have a lot of stuff on your plate, then you have to stay focused and you have to constantly make sure that you're getting stuff done and that you're not sabotaging yourself. And when you start to sabotage yourself, you catch it right away and get back on track, because otherwise you'll never get all the stuff done that you want to do. And so you'll end up feeling like, well, I got that done, but I didn't do this. And you'll end up giving, your life to doing all these things you don't really care about. So it's really important to just, if you are multi-passionate, if you have a lot of things that you want to do, it's important to do them, but then of course to just keep doing them. So with the resistance, and this is something, if you want to learn more about resistance, read the book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. It is all about this, talking all about the creative resistance that we feel inside as creators, as writers, anybody who has sort of a creative passion that they want to put out in the world. So this would be musicians and writers and performers and anybody really who has something creative that they want to do. We all experience this resistance, and it just comes from doing the work, doing the thing that our soul is called to do, which is like our art, our writing and our music or whatever. And so he talks about the resistance is just a part of it. You sort of have to just understand that it's always going to be there, and you have to just push through anyway, because really that is the only way to get through resistance, is just keep going, to just realize it's going to be there and push through anyway. So like I did today, I let myself nap on the couch for 10 minutes. I'm still sitting on the couch right now, but here I am doing the damn live stream. So that's the whole point, is like I let myself off the hook for a little while. I let myself take the nap, I don't feel like it mode for a little while. And then I just said, okay, enough of that. It's time to get to work and do what you have to do. So that's what I did. And so another thing to remember is that anytime you are consistent with something, anytime you find yourself like, oh, I've been writing every day, or I've been doing whatever you do every day, then you're going to see automatically where that resistance is going to get stronger and stronger. So I'm expecting now that I'm 12 sessions in and I've done 12 videos, and I can already see that the resistance is going to keep getting stronger, especially as I keep building the momentum of I've been doing these 5 days a week. I've been consistent with it. And so I may miss a day or two. I'm going to say that because it happens. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to try their best and they're going to fall off at times. It's going to happen. But the whole point is, are you committed to just continuing on anyway and not making excuses and letting yourself continue to be off the hook? Oh, I'm not going to do it today because I didn't do it yesterday. I'm not going to do it today because I didn't do it yesterday. No, that's the pro commitment. That's the commitment of being a writer and an author and a creative person who has multiple things that they want to do. And, that's the way to get them done, is to just fight through the resistance. So keep going, push through. And the other thing is just stay focused on the outcome. So that's the thing that always helps me too, is just realizing like, what am I doing this for? So I'm not just making the live stream just to make a live stream, because if that was the case, then I could let myself off the hook. But I'm doing it because this is one of the ways I grow my audience. This is one of the ways that I tell people about the work that I do. It's how I share the stuff that I know and that I've learned. And so for me, the outcome is that I want to have a consistent live stream show on Facebook. That's one of the outcomes. And of course, there are lots of reasons why, but the reason doesn't even matter as much as what the outcome is, which is having the consistency and having the show. So for that, you focus on the outcome, you know what you want, and automatically you're going to step up, or, that's hopefully a motivator to step up, is to think about what is the outcome. So I want to be consistent. I want to keep going. I want to have at least, 20 live streams this month, doing one every single day, 5 days a week. I'm not doing on weekends right now. Maybe I will at some point, but I'm letting myself have the weekends free to just do whatever I want. But all the other days of the week, I'm doing the live streams. So again, it's just thinking about the outcome. What is it that you want? And if you really want that thing, whatever it is, then you have to do whatever it's going to take to get there. So that means pushing through the resistance. It means if you feel like you don't want to do something, just take a step back, give yourself a short break. So like, let's say if you don't feel like doing your writing, but you know you should, and you know that you want the outcome, set a timer for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then let yourself just do whatever you want for that time. Check Facebook, watch TV, run around the block. I don't know, whatever you feel like doing for that 10, 15 minute period, do it. But then when it's done, you sit down and you do your writing, or you sit down and you do whatever you're, resisting doing. You just do it. You give yourself permission to take that short break, but then to do it right after. So that's what I did earlier. I said, okay, I'm going to nap for 10 minutes on the couch. When my timer goes off, I'm going to turn the live stream on, and that's going to be it. So that's what I did. And so that is my tips on overcoming resistance, and just knowing that it's going to happen. So it's a big part of productivity, especially when you are multi-passionate and you have a lot of things that you're doing. It's very easy to buy into that resistance and to believe that like, oh, it's real and it's, I don't feel like it, so I should go with that feeling. That's BS. Don't do that. Like, it's total BS. It's just a way of us sabotaging ourselves. And especially when you've been productive, especially when you've been consistent, when you've been seeing results, that's especially when it's going to come out of the woodwork even stronger to try to stop you, try to get in your way and sabotage you. And mostly it's subconscious. So I did a video about this yesterday. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that one out. It's all about why your goals don't stick or why your resolutions don't stick. So check that one out for sure, because it is a subconscious thing. So the resistance is a subconscious thing. It's coming out from your comfort zone. It's trying to protect you, thinking that you being consistent is going to take you to a whole new level, which could be scary. And there's all these things that you don't know are going to happen, and it's risky. And because it's just like a comfort zone thing. It's trying to protect you. It's trying to make you feel safe, and it's trying to keep you small, basically. So it's trying to keep you from not growing outside where you feel comfortable. And as soon as you do, you're going to sabotage it. You're going to find ways. And this is more upper limit problem, but I feel like it's similar to resistance in that way, where you're doing something consistently, you're doing a good job, and all of a sudden something comes in, life chaos, or, you lose your job, or you end up getting a bill you didn't expect, or, your computer breaks. And, so that happened to me a couple of months ago. I was being consistent with my writing. I was doing a great job. And then my husband accidentally dropped water all over the table, and it went into the back of my Mac. And so I couldn't use my computer for 2 days, and I was panicking because I'm like, oh my God, what if I can't get my computer back? Like, what am I going to do? So for me, I felt like that was a resistance / an upper limit thing, because it was like I'd been consistent. I did a good job. So of course I was going to come up with some life chaos to sabotage it. And because it's subconscious, you don't even realize you're doing it, but it's actually being done by you. So that's why, you have to work with your subconscious to really overcome the resistance factor. But the other thing is to just push through, do it anyway. Give yourself the 10-15-minute break and then go do it anyway. So that's my spiel on resistance, because that is exactly what I was going through today, and it was very strong, very strong. So if you've experienced this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so the best thing to do is to just take a deep breath, realize it's going to happen, and go do whatever you said you were going to do anyway. And if you really, really don't want to, then find a way to get yourself some accountability immediately so that you do. So whether that's asking somebody to hold you accountable, so you could say, hey, I'm going to get this done in the next hour, and I want you to check in with me in literally in 60 minutes to say, did I get this done? And have someone hold you accountable. Or again, set a timer, give yourself a break to just do what you want to do for a few minutes, and then go do the thing that you're resisting or that you're trying to not do by doing all these other things. So that is the best way to do that. And of course, again, realizing it's never going to officially go away, because resistance is part of the creative process. So it's always going to be there. You just have to learn how to work around it and work with it. And if you can do that, then you'll be successful no matter what. All right, so that is all. If anyone has any questions, put them in now, or I'm going to wrap this up. And if you are looking for some massive accountability to actually get your shit done every single day, be consistent, get your goals done, and actually finish the writing projects that you've started, be sure to check out my Bestselling Author Mastermind. The doors are open right now to new members, so I only open the doors to this group a few times a year. It's a very special group that I run. I hold it close to my heart because I started it last year when I was ready to become a bestselling author on Amazon, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just knew that I had to do it, and so I started the group to hold myself accountable to making it happen and to let people watch me make it happen. And the crazy thing was, pretty much within a week of starting the group, I hit the bestseller list on Amazon, which was crazy and awesome. And so this group has just grown over the last year, and it's had several iterations, but the version now I'm just really excited about, because now it's not just about, oh, we're a group of people who all have writing goals, but we actually have work sessions 3 times a week where we meet up virtually and we work on our stuff together. So we're getting stuff done and we're being consistent with it. And we have accountability check-ins throughout the week so that we're sharing what we're working on and, what our goals are for the month and for the week, so that we're holding ourselves and each other accountable to getting shit done. And it makes a big difference to have a community like this, because as writers especially, it's very lonely, isolating type of thing to do. And so to have that environment with people who think like you do, and to have somebody in charge who can actually give you advice and guidance and help you on your journey, somebody who's further along than you are, it makes a huge difference. And then the cool bonus that I just added this week actually to the group, which we sort of had this already, but now I made it an official piece of the group, which is, if you are a member, you get all my workshops or digital products that are under $100, you get them for free. And anything over $100, you get 50% off on. So that's a special bonus for being a member of this group as well. So you can go to jenniferblanchard.net/mastermind to check it out. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow.